In Utah, we don't have a really tremendously long historical period. We came to Utah as a people, like a Mormon people in the 1850s. Um, we were part of a diaspora from New York, upper New York area, and our group was not welcome in some of these places. We were in Illinois at one time, and there was a terrible loss. There was one of our early prophets was killed. And so all the people that were in that middle of our country moved to Utah, whole hell. And there was nobody in this part of the country at that time in the 1850s. And so gosh, I can't remember what we were talking about.
The
Oh, the
pioneer.
pioneer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't have a long history in Utah, less than 150 years, and not even close to the thousands of years you guys have been in Italy. So this area doesn't have a long building history. So one thing that was very prominent in Utah at the time was what we call a Gothic kind of style. It's I could show you. Maybe I can do this. Like, so some of these buildings up here that I have shown are Utah buildings that you can kind of see the style and spirit of those buildings are kind of mostly Gothic style. There are some other kind of stylistic architecture, but that was something important to Utah. So we kind of zeroed in on that originally pretty quick. And so that became the impetus for the design concept. So, so this is the greater part of Salt Lake. So metropolitan Salt Lake envelops this portion of the city. It's called Taylorsville. It's about from downtown to Taylorsville is about a 20-minute drive. And so at one time it was an individual community, like most towns. Salt Lake it's bigger. In this part of the city is a kind of a lower income group of people. And so when we first perceived, we had the architecture in our minds, what we wanted to do. And maybe, Stefano, I can provide you some of my earlier concepts of the building. We had shown this as a masonry building, a brick building, very similar to the ones I just showed you on that building. And there was a comment early on that they felt like it was just too everyday. They wanted to create a stone building, but on the same architecture. So we kind of drew inspiration from a lot of Gothic ideas that are found here in Utah. It's not like a Gothic college like we would see at Cambridge, Oxford, or a Gothic church like you would see at Chartres or Notre Dame. Those are kind of high Gothic. This was kind of more of a builder's Gothic. So that was kind of the impetus, but it was brick and then it changed to stone. And then we could talk about the stone, I'm sure, later, because it became a very important part of it. I will say up front that the Botticino Classico is it is my favorite stone. I love the color. I love the properties of it. So it fit for the building we were looking at. That was kind of how we arrived at it. So it was a discussion about what was appropriate for the community, and they wanted to build a building that was in concert or the same or similar to other temples in the valley. So we have many temples in the Salt Lake Valley. We have one in Draper, Oquirrh Hills, Salt Lake, Bountiful. I mean, probably 8 or 10 in this area, and they wanted it to be the same level and quality.